Hey, what's up? It's Rashad hanging with the Joneses. Episode 4 of Moon Knight titled The Tomb. Getting right into this, all spoilers, of course. Two main parts of this episode. First is the hunt to find Amit's statue, and the second part is the realization of what Arthur Harrow is doing to his followers. All right, and that's the more interesting part. But I'm gonna start at the beginning first. So, a couple of realizations happen. One, Stephen kisses Layla. Mark is mad about that. Secondly, they are going into the pyramid, trying to find Amit's statue. There is a really cool scene between Stephen, Layla, and a looks like a Egyptian temple guard of some sort, and and this is like sort of like undead type looking character. This thing is like killing off the hero's men and just taking out their insides, getting ready to mummify them essentially. Layla escapes one and actually kills it. Next scene, we have Arthur Harrow and Layla talking about Layla's dad. So she finds out that, of course, her dad was murdered, but Arthur tells like, "Hey, I just want you to know the truth, man. Like, Mark, no, he's not well. Like, he was there. Like, Mark knows what happened to your dad." And she's like, "Yo, did Mark kill my dad?" He was like, "Well, I don't know. I hope you find the truth." Of course, he's doing his villain thing and trying to manipulate the situation and essentially separate them because he's laying it on pretty thick in regards to the memory and knew his whole name, knew what he was wearing. So there was a lot of detail that Arthur knew because of back in the first episode when he tried to weigh the scales of justice for Stephen when he was in the village. Stephen and Layla, of course, get separated, and Stephen ends up finding Amit's statue. It was inside of supposedly Alexander the Great's tomb. So they found Alexander the Great's tomb. He goes in, grabs it out of his mouth, and before then, Mark and Steve have a conversation, and Steve ends up telling Layla that, hey, like, you were supposed to be Khonshu's next avatar, and Mark was he was sad about that, but he kind of accepted it because he just was not expecting that to happen. So Layla comes, they have a back and forth about, did you kill my dad? He's like, no, I didn't kill your dad. My mercenary dude that came with them on the excursion got greedy, killed everybody there. He said, "Hey man, I got shot too though." Like, because of course that's how Khonshu found him, shot and dead, and brought him back to be his avatar. Now, Arthur Harrow shows up. Layla hides. Mark is the dominant one, and Arthur still said, "Hey man, this can end very civilly. Like, tell me what's going on." Mark is a killer, so what does Mark do? Like, Mark's one person, Mark's another person, doubles back, bam. Arthur shoots him, bam, shoots him again, falls into the water. Now this next transition is just beautiful. There's a scene where basically like he's in water, and then it shows him falling into water, and it shows him going towards a light. Then the light ends up being a flashlight that immerses us into the next scene. Also, the screen ratio shifts to like 4:3. So there's a shift in screen ratio, and it ends up being like a VHS tape of some sort of two people, like a younger kid and an older guy, and they're on some sort of, I don't know, treasure hunt, and it kind of backs out of that, and then we see we're in like a psych ward of sorts, and it's all white, it's sterile. Everybody who's in Off the Harrow's little like Egyptian um, group to find Ahmed is there. Everybody's in whites. People are also in there, and they're like drawing. It looks very much like a stereotypical psych ward. We end up seeing Mark. Mark is in a wheelchair, strapped to the wheelchair, obviously heavily sedated, and he is has a Moon Knight like action figure in his hand, and we see Layla. Layla's there and say, "Hey man, they changed the movie," you know. And the name of the dude in the movie was Stephen Grant. So this is a really weird way of trying to disassociate the Stephen from the Mark, and this is obviously how Arthur is brainwashing all of his followers. So he ends up having this conversation with Arthur Harrow. So it's Mark and Arthur that are talking, and Arthur is really trying to get him to essentially tell him where Ahmet's statue is, and trying to get him to comply is what's going on. And Steven's like, man, something's not right here. So Steven's looking around the room and starting to remember certain things. He sees like his cane, remembers the cane. He looks around and sees some other items that are on the wall on his desk that he recognizes. But the dead giveaway was this illusion. It, for some reason, at the bottom there's a mirror that is reflecting, and it still shows like the bottom of his regular pants and those ugly glass-filled sandals. So after that, like he's done. He's done. He's like, oh no, this ain't it. Ends up trying to run away. The two orderlies, who were the two cops from the other episode, who arrested Steve, they show up. He fights them off, bites the girl, and runs out the room. And Arthur's like, don't hurt him. Yeah, he's still trying to like be on his make the world a better place type stuff. Mark runs to a room, and oddly enough, there's some sort of there's a sarcophagus in there. Mark pushes the tomb back, and like Steve is in there. So in this crazy reality, his two personalities are two individual people, right? So now they're trying to run away from God knows wherever they are. They're trying to run away, and they're running, and they see another tomb, and somebody is in that as well. And it gets to the end of the hallway, and boom, like a hippopotamus dressed in Egyptian garb opens the door. It's crazy. Cut black in the episode. So I was really like, okay, got a cliffhanger of sorts. I'm very surprised that they went in this route. I mean, it's a good kind of shift in the series. So now we can kind of see what Arthur's really trying to do, and hopefully get some resolution on the Stephen Mark of it all, and also Layla, because Layla has to play a bigger role in the next two episodes to see how she deals with Mark knowing that he basically was there when her dad died, and the fact that he just felt guilty and never could tell the truth. So yeah, because there was a whole bit about honesty as well. So yeah, it was interesting episode. For me, a lot of people are saying like the pacing is off. I don't know if the pacing is off, but I know like it feels like some things are being cut out in the edit that I don't know, maybe they should be there or not. Like I don't know. Like either way, I'm enjoying the episodes for what they are. I know some people are also upset that this isn't really helping the broader MCU. Well, you know how the MCU works. You just gotta wait and then see, because this could easily match up with Thor: Love and Thunder. We got Go to God Butcher, so this could easily play into that. It's all connected, guys. Just chill out. It's all connected. But that's all I have for this one. Till next week.